again, last night, Larry, was one of those weird games where it didn't look nearly as good offensively as it turned out to be for the 49ers in the box score. And it didn't almost look as good defensively for the 49ers as it turned out to be in the box score. But it is. I want to share this with you. Through the first 3 weeks of the season, well, first of all, the 49ers defense held the Giants to just 150 total yards, which is the fewest amount of yards since Jimmy Garoppolo's debut game at Soldier Field back in 2017. And for the first 3 weeks of the season, the 49ers have held opponents to just 159 total rushing yards. It's the third fewest in weeks 1 through 3 by the team since 1970. So
saw that.
That's an impressive way to start a year with huge aspirations. No doubt.
No doubt. And a lot of that's Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw and how incredible they are. A lot of that's Javon Kinlaw absorbing blockers up front. You know, that was I got to be honest, Damon, this was a concern of mine in training camp. I brought it up to Kyle Shanahan at the end of the preseason. I said, Kyle, last 2 preseason games, you guys give up 6 yards a carry. I said, how concerned are you about your run defense coming into this year? And he said, you know what? If it was based on these preseason games, I'd be very concerned because I see the same things that you see. He goes, I'll go one better. He goes, I didn't think we stopped the run very good against the Raiders in that first preseason game either. But we were number 1 against the run last year. And I do believe that part of that was related to we didn't defend Max Duggan well in the read option in that Charger preseason game. A little bit is Joshua Kelly got loose on a 75-yard run. A little bit of it is the fact that they were introducing D. Winters and Jalen Graham to the mix, and so the rookie linebackers will sometimes shoot the wrong gap and leave the defense vulnerable to a big play, and did. So he had, it was like, hey, the numbers don't look good, and we're totally aware of it, and I agree with you, but we have reasons to believe that we will be better kind of when it counts. And here we are 3 weeks in, and damn if he wasn't right. They have been very, very good at stopping the run. They held the Giants to 29 yards rushing on the night, which is the fewest rushing yards the Niners have surrendered since 2019 at Cincinnati, September of 2019. So they're doing a really good job defending the run right now, and it's great to see.
By the way, Zach, you got your near weekly Dre Greenlaw personal foul by the sideline. Like drink every single time that happens. You want like Dre Greenlaw flag on the sideline. Drink. I'm
so sick of that. By the way, let's stop penalizing big hits. It was a big hit. That's all it was. It was a big hit by a linebacker. He's a freaking linebacker. I mean, my God. I mean, seriously, I talked to Dre in the locker room after the game, and by the way, he rolled the ankle a little bit, but it wasn't swollen. I said, Dre, how's the ankle? He said, it's a low ankle sprain. I should be able to go against Arizona. That's what he said. He goes, it didn't even swell up on me. And then he's standing there in the locker room, and he's like, look, I can jump. And he's like jumping up and down with bare feet with an ankle that he just rolled. And if you watch the highlight of it or the low light, it looked like a pretty good ankle roll, like something you'd see in like an NBA game, but just shows how great these athletes really are, man. I mean, that if I had that, I said, Dre, if I rolled my ankle the way you rolled your ankle, I'd have an air cast, and my wife would be driving me everywhere. It's like you're jumping up and down and vowing to play 10 days from now in an NFL game, and it's these guys are built a different way.
I will say this about Dre Greenlaw, and I bet you Kyle Shanahan feels the same way. Do you want to see him cut back on the edge of roughing penalties, especially around the sideline where he picks up, again, 1 per week? You'd like to see him cut back on that, but you never want to take the aggression out of an aggressive player. So if Dre
He's a hitter.
If Dre Greenlaw is going to pull 1 yellow hanky out per week, that's just the price of doing business with Dre Greenlaw, and business is good.
Did you see Debo before I'm not sure if it was, maybe it was a Steeler game. It was before the Steeler game, and after the anthem, he's going down the line, and he's getting every guy ready to go. And that's the beauty of Debo, by the way. He is a tone setter. He's a guy that gets you going. And so he's going down the line. He's banging guys on their shoulder pads. When he gets to Greenlaw, he's like, greatest in the effing world. Greatest in the effing world. He gets to Warner. Greatest in the effing world. And it's like that's how that's how the Niner teammates think about Dre, and Fred, that they are the greatest linebackers in the game today. I mean, that's, and believe me, these guys do not blow smoke up each other's ass. It's not like, hey, you know what, you're great, you're the greatest. If he wasn't, he wouldn't say it. Well, he wouldn't say it. He'd just go, hey, man, he'd say something else. He wouldn't say greatest in the effing world, because Debo knows Greenlaw and Warner right now are the greatest linebackers in the world. These guys are a phenomenal duo. And Postman and Capitolo's got a good one. We'll get back to Zachary Kelway in a second. But the super chat from the Postman, who's a longtime fan of yours, Damon, and a guy who's been a regular caller to both of our shows through the years. He says, better duo, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw.
Well, what you got right there is almost a mirror image, right? I mean, the best two linebacker tandem that I've seen the 49ers really roll out in any particular season was that Willis. I mean, Patrick Willis was without a doubt for a minute there the best linebacker in all of football. And the only one who might be better is this Navarro Bowman guy that's playing next to him. I mean, that's how it was. Like, Navarro Bowman was like neck and neck with Patrick Willis, and Dre Greenlaw might not be that, but he's close. Fred Warner is the best middle linebacker in football.
I would say the way I would grade it is Fred Warner is the best coverage linebacker of the four. Of those four guys, if you're going to have a guy in today's game where you're in the sub package 70% of the time, and it's pass, and pass some more, I'll take Fred. Because Fred can cover guys down the field like a defensive back, because he was kind of a rover hybrid defensive back linebacker at BYU, and he's damn good at it.
It's really hard to do everything well. Fred Warner does everything well.
But I mean, his coverage ability is off the charts. I love Greenlaw because I love the guy who lives for the violence, and that's what he is. But man, at their apex, I mean, first of all, Patrick Willis, I think, was a top 6 pick in the draft, so he's a blue chipper. And Navarro Bowman would have been a top 5 pick if he had been 6'2" instead of 6 feet. But he's a Penn State linebacker, and we all know the lineage of great Penn State linebackers. You name it, LeVar Arrington, Shane Conlon, you name it. And they've produced so many damn good linebackers. I guess I would go Willis and Bowman because they were so spectacular, but it's close, man.
Well, and here's the thing. One of those guys is in the Hall of Fame. So, Willis is in, right? Patrick Willis got in?
No,
he's not. No. Well, he will. How about that?
He
Willis will be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman were both all pro, where, Warner and Greenlaw are more in that Pro Bowl caliber. But, to me, it's very comparable. Very comparable players.